Very good afternoon, students. In yesterday's lecture, we discussed the first poem, that is Song of the Open Road. In today's lecture, we are going to do a critical appreciation of the poem. This question is for 4 marks in your paper. Now, what do you mean by critical appreciation? Critical appreciation means whatever good things you found in the poem, you have to appreciate it. Means you have to write a detailed description about them. Now, this critical appreciation question may be for 4 marks, but most of the students, they don't take it very seriously. See, critical appreciation is an art. You have to write it thoroughly and descriptively to make sure that the person who's going to read your answer, he understands that. Now, there are total 8 points in this which we have to discuss. The first is the title, the poem, the poet, the theme, style, special feature, moral message, and the opinion. Now let's begin. Now let us begin with the first is the title. The Song of the Open Road by Mr. Walt Whitman gives you the message of freedom. So here the title is freedom. The next is, it is an inspirational poem. Yes, the Song of the Open Road, an inspirational poem. It has inspired us. It is a form, and what is the form? Now see, there are 2 things in the poem. Is the form and the style. The form of this poem is a narration, because here the poem starts with I. Wherever you see, the poem has begun with I. I have taken the open road. I will be doing these things. Okay, I will not postpone anything. So here, now this poem is an ode taken from the collection of Leaves of Grass. Now I said the form and the style. This is an ode. This is a narrative, a descriptive about your life. So here the form is ode. It is taken from the collection of Leaves of Grass. Now the next is the poet. What do you know about the poet? The poet is Mr. Walt Whitman. He is an essayist, he is a journalist, and he is a very nice poet. He is also known as the father of free verse. As discussed in the previous lecture, he is the father of free verse. What do you mean by free verse? Free verse means a poem which is free from rhythm. Unlike the other, poetists who use free verse, Mr. Walt Whitman's poems have a little rhythm. Okay, the next point. His poems are inspired from the feeling of joy, freedom, and democracy. These 3 things or these 4 things you have to write in the poet form. The next is the theme. What is the theme of the poem? So the theme of the poem is, of course, the theme of the poem is the idea of freedom, the idea of hope, the idea of faith, the idea and the realization that one has to complete his journey on his own without taking anybody's help. One has to achieve everything in life on his own. Now, it is an inspirational poem and it encourages us. Us means we the readers. It has, indeed, this poem has inspired us. Like there are such beautiful lines in the poem that it actually inspires us. What is the message in the poem? The message in the poem is a person has to complete his journey. He has to complete his journey on his own without the help of others. No matter what happens, he has to face all the things in his life and he has to complete his journey. It also encourages us. It gives us courage to be true to ourselves. Yes, this is the very basic and the most important point which this poem has taught us. It has told us to be true to yourself. What happened many a times that in life we do a lot of things to please people. This is not what he wants us to do. The poet is encouraging us to be true to ourselves. It is your journey, it is my journey, it is everybody's journey. He has to complete it on his own and he has to be true to ourselves. Now the next point is the style. Style means what? What do you mean by style? Style means the way the poet has written this particular poem. Now, what do you know about the style? After reading this poem, we come to know that the language of the poem is very easy and effective. any person, any common person can understand the poem. He can relate with the poem because he has used the word I. We can relate the poem that it is our poem. Now, unlikely, there is no rhythmic scale, but as I said, Walt Whitman was a poet whose three verses had his rhyme of his own. We can find a little rhythm in it. What is the next thing? We also know that the lines, I already had told you that there are total 16 stanzas. Out of that 16 stanzas, we for 12th standard are learning only a few of them. So, while reading the poem, what do we come to know? While reading the poem, we come to know that every stanza is uneven. Means if the first stanza has 4 lines, the next will have 5 lines, then the other will have 6 lines. So, the stanzas are uneven, means the number of lines repeated are very different. There are many types of different words. Such beautiful words are used in this poem. Like we have the light-hearted, we have the old delicious burdened, we have querulous criticism. These all words are such beautiful words. They have such deep meaning. Now the next thing is the use of figure of speech. I know, as I had already said, I had already mentioned this, that in free verse, the poet does not use any rhythmic scale or rhyme, but he can use various poetic devices to make his poem understandable. It brings out the effect. So there are 3 major figures of speech or poetic devices which were used in this poem. The first one was the metaphor. Now, why metaphor? The name of the poem itself, the song of the open road. Here, the road is a metaphor. It's a direct comparison between the road and the journey of your life. The next word, light-hearted. Light-hearted, it means carefree. A person who is carefree and you have to take your own journey. The next is delicious burdens. Delicious burdens here means our memories, our good memories. The next figure of speech used is the repetition. Repetition you can see in many lines and the different words, like the repetition of the words henceforth and henceforth, like the repetition of the words no more and no more, like the repetition of the words I know, I know. Then the other things, there are many other lines where you can find the figure of speech or the poetic device repetition. Then in the last line he uses a very uncommon type of figure of speech or the poetic device, which is the paradox. See carefully. I am filled with them and I will fill them in return. Yes, 2 opposite ideas, 2 different ideas have combined into a single line. So the figure of speech or the poetic device here used is paradox. Now we go to the next point, is the special feature. What is the special feature about this poem which connects you with it? The beginning of the poem is with I. So I here is universal. As I had already stated, here I, it means me, it means you, it means every reader who is going to read the poem. It connects with him so easily that the person who is reading the poem, he feels that that person in the poem, I means it's me. I will do the journey, I'll complete the journey, I will stop complaining about things. I will not bother with those others what people say to me. I will not bother people with criticism. People who criticize me, I will just not pay attention to them. I have only one goal in my life, that is I'm going to complete my journey. This is the very most and important special feature which I felt is very important in this poem. Here I means I am going to complete my own journey. I am not going to pay attention to anybody. This makes the poem very close to me. Now there is one more thing. There is the use of parenthesis. As I had stated, the poet uses parenthesis to convey a special message. This special message is for the reader. Whatever message he wanted to give, he has given. Now it is us what message we have to decode from it. The use of parenthesis in the last line and the word, yes, the word old delicious burdens, I will carry them. He has said that no matter what I do in my life, no matter how I'm going to complete my journey, I will keep these people very close to me. There will be many opportunities in your life which you have to take. There will be many opportunities for us to go and study outside, to work outside. Maybe we will be far away from our family, but we will never leave them because their good memories are with us. No matter what happens, When we complete the journey, we will be with them. Now, the last point is the moral. What moral message does the poet give you, or what moral message does the poem give you? As I said initially, the poem is an inspirational poem, so it inspires us. It inspires us to complete our life's journey, to catch all the this opportunities, to what do you say, to not go let out any opportunities out of hand, to do everything in life with the good memories, with the good people. It means to complete our journey with complete faith, with the freedom, the joy, experiences of our life. You are going to do that. The next, now the opinion, the very most common mistake that most of the children do, that after writing a lot of things, they write that I don't like the poem or I like the poem. This is not the method, or this is not the way you have to write it. A single line will not convey you marks, or it will not give you marks. You have to write the complete sentence. Why did you like the poem? You can write, the poem inspired me to complete all my pending works. It is my life, it is my journey, so I am going to complete it. I will not postpone, I will not give any complaints, I will not give any excuses, but I will complete my journey on my own in